Hello everybody and welcome back to Dante Armour's Gaming. Now today I'm going to be troubleshooting a PC. I had a gentleman call me basically saying, look Brad, my son's computer conked out one day, we can't get it back into Windows, can you come and have a look for us? I asked what system they're running. It's a Windows 7. It is old but they only use it really for schoolwork, a bit like gaming and streaming every now and then. So I went over there, took a Windows 7 disk with me, tried to put it in to repair it and it wouldn't know. Tried going through all the safe modes and everything, and again that didn't want to work at the time. When I took off the side panel just to check everything, see if everything was fixed properly, the RAM was in properly, I found out that they have never taken the side panel off over 2 years, so it was clogged full of dust. I took the CPU cooler off and the CPU paste was also dry, so my initial thought was, okay, it needs a good clean up, it needs the CPU paste redoing because maybe putting all that voltage straight into the CPU straight away with dry paste may thermal throttle the CPU. So I've brought it back, I've cleaned it out, I'm going to get the desk set up behind me, get the computer set up behind me, and hopefully we can get it into Windows for these guys. So I will see you shortly.
Transition.
So basically this was a bit of a mess on the inside. As you can see, ketchup and mustard cables, which isn't really great, and the CPU cord. So let's see what kind of mess this is in. This could be probably one of the reasons why he's not getting a great deal of performance out of his CPU, because it is quite clogged up on the inside. It doesn't really help anybody. I need a pair of wire cutters, which give me 2 seconds. So, as I said, it is quite clogged up in here. Obviously, as you can see, also a really old system. Like I said, he's running a Foxconn motherboard with a old Athlon processor. So I'm just going to cut all the wires off, get this thing out, and then basically we can have a little look at what's going on the inside of this thing. Everything is always clogged up in these. That is in there. So I don't know if you guys can see that little thermal paste there is glued on. And if I bring the other camera in, it's this one, I'm just going to set it up there. That's basically what we're dealing with inside here. It's not great to have your CPU all clogged up. There is how old that thermal paste is on there. So what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to use some Arctic, I don't know if you can see that, Arctic Silver 5 on there, and basically see if this helps the CPU out a bit more. Hopefully it will work. And as you can see on the makeshift table here, I'm just going to get the CPU, sorry, there you go, and gently rub it down on all its old thermal paste. What is he running? Oh, AMD Venom, actually, not Athlon. So this is quite interesting. Quite an old quad-core processor. Up there, make sure it's all nice and shiny. And that's basically how the CPU should look once cleaned up. Yeah, I'm just going to stick that there. And do the same on his cooler, because obviously that's going to have a load of old CPU ports in it as well. Basically, just want to get this system up and running for him. They are looking at upgrading their system. They want me to do 3 new builds for them, which is quite nice. But obviously at this moment in time they just want to get this one up and running, back to working order for his games. As I said, I've cleaned quite a bit of this out already. I'm just going to make sure that that arrow is where it needs to be without dropping or bending these pins. In, down, and there it is. all you need is a dab of CPU paste on these. Not a great deal. About pea size should do it. Obviously you don't want to go in the sockets. Just clean it up a little bit because I think I put a little bit too much on it. I'm going to get this cooler and I'm going to make sure I get it the right way round. Get all the wires out of the way and just put it on there and twist it a little. Maybe a little bit more. I see. A little bit more on there and just basically spread it round, make sure it's all on there properly. Go. You can find a little bit of a cardboard. Actually, saying that, I do have a CPU spreader. Now, this is courtesy of Cooler Master. This one, basically, what it is a thermal paste spatula. Fun enough. Cooler Master. Thank you. It does come in handy. And I'm just going to spread this paste over this CPU. Again, it's been quite dry. It is on there. Make sure it's got enough. I can pop this back on. So that's what I'm going to do for the CPU at the moment. I've cleared out, like I said, most of this already. And they just want to basically get the system up and running again so he can basically play some of his games that he has already got installed. Like I said, they do want me to do a couple of builds, which I will be doing at some point for him. Cooler Master, easy to get off, not so easy to get back on. Again, these are the old style clips, and there you go. That is now on there, that's not moving. And I'm hopefully going to tidy some of these cables up for them. The cable management in these is not great. To say the least. So I'm just going to put them where they need to be for now. Get them all clicked back in. And do a little bit more tidying. So I haven't checked the RAM as of yet either. That could be, or could have been one of the issues, but at the moment, no need to worry about that. I'm going to be checking that, obviously. This can only go one way. I'm going to run it down and underneath here. Put it back on so it's out of the way. Make sure the cables are out of the way. As you can see, quite an old system. Lovely ketchup and mustard coloured cable. So I'm going to switch back to camera 1, which is over here. So what I'm going to do is, I've cleaned it out as you can see. I'm going to try and boot into the BIOS and see if that has any effect. Now, whatever, it could have been that the CPU was just basically overheating. And obviously if the CPU is overheating, it's not going to do anything, so that's just ramping up now. Is it's going to give me a boost code. So hopefully this will load into Windows. No guarantees with these things, obviously. If it doesn't load into Windows, then we are going to be having some fun. with this system, and it looks like the focus on this is a bit out. So let's go to focus, auto, apply. There you go. Hopefully that looks a little bit better for you guys. Doesn't look like Windows is going to boot for me on this occasion. I don't know what else to try. Obviously, as you can see in the picture in the background there is my screen where I'm recording this from. So it doesn't look like Windows is going to boot, which is a bit of a shame. I'm just going to make sure that I have a Windows 7 program for him. Hopefully that might help. If I can find the damn thing. It's never as simple as you would like. So download my discs. Showing from Windows. That is the one that I want. So yeah, I'm just going to copy that over. Obviously this is not going to boot in starting Windows normally, which is a bit of a shame. So other means necessary, and see, focus already, there you go. See if I can find another way in, basically. Windows 7. Let's try it in start mode, see if that does anything else. Transition. To Windows, it just got stuck on the Windows loading screen. So safe mode, not start mode, but safe mode with networking, safe mode command prompts, safe mode with last known good configuration, and even starting Windows normally. As you could tell, gave me the black screen, Windows starting, please wait, and that was forever. So what I decided to do was, Arctic Storm was already running record in the video. I took the hard drive out, just plugged it straight into Arctic Storm with the SATA cable and obviously the power cable, and basically saw this. Once this loads, here you go. So that's their hard drive, and as you can tell, it is reading. So I thought it couldn't be the hard drive, surely. If it's reading, it's telling me there's data on there, it must be working. This was actually around about 537 gigabytes used. So what I've done is I've just basically logged on and brought this up and realised the service pack down at the bottom around here had 0 kilobytes to it. Now service pack should have something, it's linked to Windows, it will have data. That didn't have anything, so the first thought that crossed my mind is the service pack had been corrupted. So what I've done is I've took the service packs off, took Windows off, did a disk cleanup, which as you can see it's now at 487 gigabytes used, so we had 50 gigabytes of stuff on there that was just temporary files, trash files, things that didn't need to be there. Wiped that all off, took everything off, formatted the hard drive, put everything back on, and just basically off a Windows disk copied the boot, the EFI, the sources and Windows itself and put it on there. So I'm hoping this is going to boot up. What I'm going to basically do is take the hard drive back out of Arctic Storm, plug it straight back into the computer, and fingers crossed this thing will actually load up, let me into Windows, and once it does I can update Windows and go from there. I'm not doing much more than that for them because they are looking at potentially getting a new PC. He said he may get 3 new PCs for his sons, so I just want to make sure that this one was up and running. He's 15, he needs it for his GCSEs, he likes gaming, so yeah, hopefully let's get this in, let's see if this boots up, and we'll go from there. Transition. Hello and welcome back. So what I've done so far is cleared out all the dust out of the motherboard, fans, taken the CPU core off, as you can saw in that video before. I've put Arctic Silver 5 CPU paste on. and spread it around with the Cooler Master, I don't know where it's gone, the Cooler Master CPU paste spreader. Thanks Cooler Master for that one. So yeah, basically cleaned it, gave it a good clean, GPU out, clean that, clean the motherboard, clean the dust out. When I then started this thing up, obviously that was just minor things, I could not get this thing to boot. It would post, it would go to the Windows loading screen, but it just would not boot into Windows. So what have I done? I've taken the hard drive out, I've stuck it in Arctic Storm, saw if there was any partitions on there, there was not. So I did a optimization on it, so I analysed it, optimised it, defragged it, took all the Windows old folders out with a disk cleanup, and then reinstalled a fresh copy of Windows 7 Home Edition. This guy, basically, his father contacted me via Facebook, could not get this thing to work, it just conked out on him, and they couldn't get it to start again. The guy's 15, he's a rugby player, he needs it for school as well, schoolwork, but he also is a keen gamer, and at some point they are going to get rid of this and upgrade it. Whether or not he wants to keep the case, there might be some modifications there to do, but I would recommend a new case anyway, just better airflow, dust filters, because this doesn't really have any, and I would definitely keep this DVD tray for him. I might even give him a portable one that can just plug in and unplug basically. So let's start her up, let's see what happens, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that this thing will load. Posting as it did before. So hopefully I can get now into this. And as you can see on the other camera, that is just here, what that screen is doing. And yeah, so guys, when you're at home, make sure you keep your case off carpet. You do clean it out at least once a month, and yeah, don't let your CPU or your fans get clogged up with too much dust. Because it isn't gonna work. So obviously, as you can see on the camera down here, I will move it a bit closer. No, it's not gonna work. I'm just gonna keep her. Let's keep her there, or where she was before there. So I'm going to load in the current keyboard and mouse that I'm using. This is a Nemesis Cane Pro, and this is a green point mouse. Now, these were my gaming mouse and keyboard from about 4 or 5 years ago. But like I said, I've got a Corsair Harpoon series now with a 6500 DPI mouse, which is absolutely brilliant for sensitivity in certain games. If you saw my Warframe guide, do not use 6500 DPI. You just, the sensitivity is nuts, you can't even aim. So I was running at around 5000. And the mouse is moving and it's loading. So hopefully we are now going to get into the desktop. There you go. So this system could do with some upgrades. If they're going to be buying or building a new computer soon, there's no point upgrading this. You might as well just use it as it is. It's still doing its loading thing behind. So like I said, the most important thing, guys, is clean your fans, clean out your CPU cooler, make sure it's not on carpet, and keep it dust free, because this thing had been pretty much clogged for 2 years. Check your thermal paste to make sure that's all good, and if you've got a spare computer and your hard drive, go partition it. Keep a bit aside, one for your operating system and the rest for your storage. That's a 640 gig graphics card, hard drive. So I've just basically tuned it all up, given it a good clean, and we're now in. So yeah, guys, you can get hold of me via Facebook, you can get hold of me via Twitter, YouTube, you can email me. My website's on YouTube as well, in the link. And obviously, if you like streaming, then please do watch Twitch and see video games that I am playing and what they are and what they look like. So yeah, please do like, subscribe and share this page. I hope this video has helped you out. If you are looking at a custom build or you want help with the build, then again, please don't hesitate to contact me. And I will see you in the next video.